Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Jen with Vintage Plans, and today I am going to be doing a homeschool plan with me and update in my Plum paper planner. So if you want to see how this all comes together and what we are doing now in our homeschool, then stick around. Okay, so this is my big 8.5 by 11 homeschool planner, and I have actually started cutting this down and only using this one side of the page. I was finding that this is just way too much space. I don't need this much room, and so I also like to just have my book open like this instead of having to have the full thing open in order to see everything we're doing for the day. So what I'm going to start off with is covering up this top part with some washi and converting this to be my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday days, and then my subjects will go down along the line this way. I am also going to try and talk through this plan with me to kind of give a little bit of an update on some changes that we've made to our homeschool schedule, so we'll see how it goes. So we are still using the Gentle Classical Preschool Level 2 as our main curriculum for school. That's where we get the bulk of all of our work from, and we're enjoying it. This is our second time working through the program, and I don't have any complaints about it. So that's still going well. And then we have picked back up with our language arts using the Good and the Beautiful Level K for language arts. My oldest is really the only one that is officially homeschooling. He turned 5 in December, so he is doing kindergarten work. And then my middle child just turned 3 in September, so he is not yet doing official school, but he sits with us when we do our work, so I feel like that counts for something. And so we have picked back up with the language arts. We took a break from it for several months in the fall because it just was becoming a bit of a struggle with my 5-year-old. He wasn't really, well, and at the time he was 4.5. He just really was fighting me on it a lot, and so we set it aside and picked it back up after the first of the year, and it is like a night and day difference. He seems to really be getting the material and understanding it and everything, and so that has been a big improvement. And then the other major change that we did was we switched our math curriculum. So we started the year in July with Right Start Math, the Level A book. And so I was just finding that it wasn't really working for me. There's nothing wrong with the program. It's got a lot of manipulatives, very hands-on and everything. I just found that there were too many manipulatives for me. It was kind of stress-inducing a little bit because anything that we weren't actively using, my 3-year-old was pulling out and wanting to play with and making a giant mess with. And then the teacher book there was no color to it. There were no pictures really involved, and so I just found myself having a hard time getting into it. And my son started off loving it, and then we definitely kind of hit a plateau, and he was fighting me on it, and it just wasn't really worth it anymore. So we decided to switch to the Good and the Beautiful Math Level K, and we started that at the first of the year when we started back after our Christmas break. And so far it's going really well. The material is pretty much the same thing that he was learning in Right Start Math. And so that's not really any different, but the entire book is full of color. There are pictures and drawings and everything that just really capture both of our interests. And so that's been going really, really well. We've been enjoying that. We will oftentimes do more than one lesson in a day, just because the material is kind of below his level a little bit. I mean, it's definitely kindergarten work, but he'd already been doing this. I'm getting distracted now. He'd already been tackling some of those concepts, so he already had an understanding of them, and so that has made it a little bit easier because he just is familiar with the concepts. And so we have been able to kind of work through some of it a little bit faster than we would normally. And so that has been really good. And then the last major change is that we had to adjust our schedule. So my youngest is a little over a year. She turned 1 in October. And so she's definitely in the toddler phase. She's into everything, and she has dropped her morning nap. And so that means that our big school time, when we have to pay attention, has been impacted. So we, instead of starting school in the morning and doing our book work in the morning, we are now doing that in the afternoon when she takes her nap, so that we can focus and get the work done without her being everywhere. So now what we are doing is in the morning, which this kind of is how I'm setting up my planner. In the morning, we do our read alouds in our playroom. So I'm reading aloud to the kids while they play. And they typically are playing with Legos, or like the Lego Duplos, or they're playing with Hot Wheels cars or something like that. And then they and so I just read aloud. We do our memory statements in the morning, and we do our read alouds, and then we take a break. They get to play, or they get to continue playing, I guess I should say. And I will get my housework done, things that I need to do while they play. And then after lunch, when the baby takes her nap, is when we will do our math and our language arts. And then when she gets up, we have a snack time together. That's what this afternoon block is here. And during that snack time is when we do more of the Charlotte Mason beauty, I think a lot of people call it, subjects. So I'll read a poem. We'll work on memorizing a hymn. We have also implemented a folk song as well that we work on. We're going to work on it for a month. And so we do the poem, the hymn, the folk song, and then we do some weekly work. So on Mondays is when we do our nature study, Tuesdays is when we do some geography. Wednesdays we do our art study. And Thursdays is when we're doing our music study, our composer. And so all in all, that takes maybe an hour in the afternoon. And we do that while we're at the table eating snacks. And that's been going pretty well. I don't always follow through with it as much as I probably should. But we're still working on getting into that routine and adding that in. So we will be doing Unit 19 from the Gentle Classical Preschool Level 2. This is a free download from Life Abundantly blog done by Erin Cox online. So the curriculum is free, and then she sells the memory statement cards where she's got beautiful graphics done up, and then you just print those off. And I've laminated ours. And then we just hang them up in our playroom. So I'm going to speed through this part. I'm just going to be filling in all of our lesson plans for the week, and then I'll probably come back around and walk through it with you. So that is everything. The two Happy Planner books that I used for this were the Botanicals and the Gardening 1 books. And then these dates came from one of the, this is a June 2020 sticker, monthly sticker kit for the 8.5 by 11 that was included in my mystery pack that I ordered from Plum Paper back on Black Friday. And then the washi strips that I used are all from a set that I got at Hobby Lobby that came with ones that would cover the whole year. So that is everything. So what I've got is now my columns are going this way for my days. I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We only do school 4 days a week. And then coming down the side is where I have not really subjects, but I've kind of blocked out our schedules. So our read alouds in the morning, our core work here in the second row with our math and our language arts from the good and the beautiful, and then our afternoon work that we do during snack time. And this is the same every day. We do the same poem, the same hymn, the same folk song, the same Bible verse every day. And then our weekly work that does change each day. So this week we'll be talking about bees for our nature study. For our geography, we're going to focus on Alberta and Canada, since that is the folk song that we are working on learning. Our artist is Monet, and specifically his painting Impression Sunrise. And then our composer is Mozart. And then for down here is where I put our extras. So we have a co-op on Monday where my son will do art with his grandma and his cousins, and then they stay and we do On Mission, which is another program put out by Erin Cox that focuses on mission work, geography. It really covers a lot of different subjects, but we're specifically talking about Ireland. So we're learning about the culture of Ireland, the geography of Ireland, and then the history of St. Patrick and the mission work that is going on in Ireland. So that's on Monday, and then on Thursday, of course, we have swim lessons. So that is everything. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope maybe you found it a little bit helpful in talking about some different things that we're doing in our homeschool, and I hope that you will stick around and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks. Bye.